Hello, you found the original book called The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. All rights to the book and to my presentation of it are reserved. We're at chapter 40, entitled Changing Times. The chair is there for you to settle in and be comfortable in, but it will not contain your burdens. So please leave those outside the door before you settle. We welcome all of those with a good heart to come and hear and enjoy and relax. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Press like and subscribe if you'd like to. Let's begin. Chapter 40, Changing Times. Aki was particularly charming at dinner that night. He was relaxed and gracious and open to conversation with anyone who wished to converse with him. He did not stick to yes and no answers, as he often did, but rather he truly engaged and was engaging. He too was having a good time, and Marie frequently heard him join in laughter with Francois. Marie sat with Philippe on one side and Michaud on the other. Joseph was across the table from her, trying to stay involved. They enjoyed their geek talk, and Marie could talk geek with the best of them. Michaud wanted to talk chemistry, Joseph was keen on physics, and Philippe said that there would come a day when anyone could ask a computer anything about any topic and get an answer in seconds. That made the other boys laugh, and Joseph started saying, "Earth to Philippe," and that got more laughter. Marie wondered if it might not be so, and she winked at Philippe. "Bertie thinks you might be right, and I'm betting on the two of you to be unstoppable." "Earth to Marie," said Joseph, and there was more laughter at their end of the table. When midnight rolled around, there were glasses of champagne, streamers, and noisemakers. At the stroke of midnight, Marie turned and kissed Uncle Aki on the cheek, and then she kissed each of the boys on their cheeks. She decided that by choosing her own fate, selecting who she would kiss at midnight, she could control her own life. Everyone found her solution quite satisfactory. Marie went back to school the following Monday, and her friends were happy to see her, as she was to see them. She waved to Philippe and Michaud in the hallway as they went by. Her teachers were in good spirits after their holiday break. Marie wanted to discover what was going to happen that term, and she was eager to know when her first labs and papers were due. She had some quiet time at the empty penthouse when she returned home each evening, and she was happy to get her homework done. Uncle Aki started coming home slightly earlier each evening. They often had dinner at 6:30 now. The maids were sworn to secrecy about how often they had pizza, but they insisted on making a green salad because one of the ladies told Marie that her teeth might fall out if she did not eat her greens. Marie and Uncle Aki dutifully ate their salad. Uncle Aki said that even Paulette would notice if his teeth fell out. The day arrived when the Christmas tree had to be removed and all the decorations were stored away. The maids knew where everything went, but they confided that Paulette had often purchased all new ornaments for the next Christmas season, if the spirit moved her. The storage space was crowded because Paulette had taken delivery of next year's ornaments before she left for Argentina. Marie placed the gift that she gave Paulette on the chair in her boudoir, awaiting her return. She was a bit nervous, hoping that Paulette would like it. She was difficult to buy for when she could buy anything she wanted. Paulette left on December 20th, and so she was expected back at 11:30 p.m. on the 20th of January. Aki had to work the next day, So before she left, Paulette had insisted that he send the driver to the airport and stay in bed. She would let herself into the apartment, she had insisted, and she would see him in the morning. The driver had met the plane, and he waited until everyone had deboarded. Paulette was not there. He went to the airline booth, and by then it was closed. He made a point of calling Aki at 7 a.m. to tell him what had happened. Aki assumed that Paulette had missed her flight, and he went off to work. However, Paulette did not call that day. Aki called the airline, and after much delay, he was told that she had not checked in for her flight. He called the hotel in Buenos Aires, and he had to wait for someone who spoke French. When she finally came on the line, the lady told him that Paulette had indeed been there, but they had not seen her for the last 3 weeks. In fact, she never collected her suitcases. They were still in storage in the lower level. Aki arranged for the luggage to be forwarded home. Now Aki was getting alarmed. Aki called the gendarmes to get their help in locating Paulette, and they agreed to send someone to meet him at the penthouse at 7 that evening. Marie had been unaware that Paulette had been missing because she had been at school all day. She too was alarmed when Uncle Aki came home that night and told her about Paulette's missed flight and about the luggage that remained at the hotel. That's the end of this chapter. We look forward to seeing you again. As always, I remain your friend Deborah.